Welcome to today's deep dive. The mission today is to unpack this, well, incredibly brief but profoundly weighty source text.
Right, it's literally just one sentence.
Yeah, exactly. We are examining a single definitive statement. Self-control is the key to success in life.
It's rare to see such a massive claim distilled into just one line like that. I mean, there are no caveats, no lists of secondary traits.
None at all.
Yeah, the text just presents this one absolute mechanism for achievement.
So to picture how this works in reality, I mean, imagine a showroom floor with $1 million hypercar. Like, it has a V12 engine and all the horsepower imaginable.
Oh, sure.
But, you know, the steering wheel is missing and the brakes are just entirely gone. The second that car accelerates, it goes straight into a concrete wall.
That's a great way to look at it, because that engine, it represents natural advantages, right? Things like raw intelligence, charisma, or maybe boundless energy.
Right, the thing society loves to obsess over.
Exactly. Society loves those traits. But without self-control acting as the steering wheel, well, that momentum is chaotic and ultimately destructive.
Destructive, yeah. So the question is why this specific trait overrides all the others. I mean, it goes beyond just, you know, stopping bad habits.
Yeah, it really comes down to how the human brain processes time and reward. So neurologically, self-control is tied to executive function.
Okay.
And that dictates the ability to delay gratification. Like, if an individual is mathematically brilliant, but constantly chases immediate dopamine hits.
Like scrolling social media instead of working.
Right, exactly. That brilliance never really has the time to compound into a tangible outcome.
Makes sense.
So self-control is the mechanism that forces the brain to prioritize future stability over present comfort.
Wait, but calling it the solitary key feels, I don't know, incredibly naive.
How so?
Well, what about a massive inheritance or just sheer dumb luck? Some people start much closer to the finish line through, like, zero effort of their own.
That's a fair point. It is easy to look at external factors and just dismiss self-regulation entirely.
Yeah, because the text says it's the key, not a key.
Right, but the text's uncompromising nature points to something deeper, which is sustainability. Let's say someone inherits massive wealth or stumbles into a wildly lucky opportunity.
They possess every external advantage.
Exactly. But without the capacity to delay gratification, that wealth or opportunity simply evaporates over time.
Oh, I see. So it acts like a universal multiplier, or really a universal gatekeeper.
Yes, a gatekeeper is a great word for it.
Because even with 100 different advantages, if the self-control value is 0, well, the entire equation eventually equals 0.
Precisely. Because life isn't a static snapshot. It is a long series of compounding decisions. Lacking self-regulation means every innate advantage is constantly leaking value.
Wow, leaking value. That's a strong image.
Yeah, I mean, the smartest strategy in the world falls apart if the individual abandons it the moment they feel frustrated or tired.
Which completely reframes how to look at discipline, doesn't it? It shifts self-control away from feeling like a restriction.
Right, not a punishment.
Yeah, like some kind of punishment. And instead, it positions it as the only tool that actually protects and grows personal assets, whether those assets are, you know, talent, time, or relationships.
I totally agree. It is not about denying oneself. It is about paying oneself in the future.
Oh, I like that.
Those everyday decisions to regulate emotion or focus attention, those are what allow natural talents to actually materialize into success.
So, distilling all this down, our brief source text leaves 0 room for ambiguity.
Not at all.
It basically argues that the ultimate mechanism for achieving any form of lasting success relies entirely on mastering oneself.
Because the raw power of that hypercar is entirely irrelevant if no one is effectively steering the machine.
Exactly. Which leaves a rather provocative thought to mull over for a bit.
Oh.
Yeah. If self-control dictates the ability to reach a goal, does an individual's level of self-control ultimately dictate their personal definition of success in life?
That's deep.
Right. Like, does a chronic lack of discipline force people to subconsciously lower their own benchmarks for success just to avoid feeling like they failed? Definitely something to think about.